Hi, my name is Sam Price. I'm a film student at Columbia with a focus in directing. I'm looking at getting out of here in the fall of 2021. I'm from Evanston, where I am currently quarantined.
Hi, I'm Eli Huggins. I'm an audio design and production major, and I'm graduating in December 2021. My hometown is St. Louis, Missouri, which is where I currently am for the foreseeable future.
Hi, my name is Andi Weaver. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. My major is live and installed sound, and I'm going to graduate in May of 2020.
How I found this job is I was working as an intern at a venue here in Evanston called Space, and I thought it would be fun to make that my job at Columbia. So I went to the Conaway Center. I had met someone who worked in the job I now have, and I waited for Ted to show up, who is now my boss, and I talked to him and asked if he was hiring. He said yes, and I submitted my resume on Handshake, and here we are.
So to get my job at DEPS, I applied through the Handshake website and was lucky enough to get a phone interview with Ted, and then later lucky enough to get the job. I applied in, I think, July and got the interview in August, and then was able to start working right when the school started up in September.
I actually just applied on Handshake. I had been applying to more than a couple jobs at that point. Apparently, they had actually already filled that position, but they liked my resume. They liked that I had been working at a local venue for some time. I had been interning, and I actually got to the point where I was working at my own shows, so yeah, they really liked that, and I was interviewed and I was hired.
I've learned an unbelievable amount while working for DEPS. Ted is very knowledgeable about live sound, and he gives us many opportunities to learn through experience. This job has taught me how to problem solve under a time crunch in a way that no other experience in my life has. Each event has its own personality, and therefore each one requires new problems to be solved. Working for DEPS is very engaging and helps me problem solve as a student as well.
Through working with DEPS, I've learned so much about different sound systems and different issues that can happen during live performances, and also a lot about how to interact with people through working different events and all that sorts of stuff. It's been very beneficial, and I really enjoy working with them.
I've learned a lot about the differences in different systems, as on campus we have 3 venues. We have Conaway Center, we have Stage 2, and we also have House, and they are wildly different rooms. They have different setups. They are also designed and are intended for different purposes. So there is differences between working those spaces and how those systems are comprised. So I've been learning a bit about that, and also how to mix in different spaces, given that acoustically different rooms produce different effects and things sound different if you do one thing in one room than you do in another. So I've been learning about that.
What's my favorite DEPS event that I've worked? I've worked many amazing events, but the most engaging for me was the Biggest Mouth auditions. With band after band getting on stage and performing for a minute each, I got to train myself and adapt to any band across a wide variety of genres and skill levels.
I've worked a lot of really, really fun events on campus. Some of my favorites are normally the acoustic kitchens, but probably the most exciting one was the gospel choir concert at the end of the fall semester, last semester. There was just so many people there, and it was a very, very exciting event.
Honestly, probably anything put on by Latino Alliance, because their events are always very well turned out. They're always really fun. They actually also get to have food, which I want to say that is no small feat, because I used to be on the e-board for a club, and I know that planning events like that is very difficult. It's hard to get just a good turnout on your own without even taking into consideration food and having really good decorations, and just all in all, they have exceptional event planning, and I think they do an excellent job.
What I've been doing in quarantine, I've been doing a lot of work getting ready to shoot my Directing 1 short film. I'll shoot in my parents' basement with my sister playing the lead role.
since we are not currently at school, I've been spending a lot of my time doing creative projects like sewing projects and playing music, and also taking care of this guy. Me and my family got a puppy a couple weeks ago, so I've been very, very busy taking care of this dude.
Right now, I've just been really cooking like crazy. I've been baking bread mostly, and that's a hobby of mine that I've done for the past 2 years. I've done other cooking, been doing a little bit of dessert baking as well, so that's a lot of my time. A lot of it is also keeping up with different manufacturers and the trainings that they offer right now. As major players in the game like L Acoustics and Martin Audio, they are offering free trainings right now to keep their employees busy and to keep us, who do not have concerts and corporate events to work right now, busy and learning. And I've been, keeping up on that, so that way when I do get back into the workforce and I see some new equipment, I'll actually have a better idea of how to operate it and what it does.
My current favorite band, a friend recently nagged me about My Chemical Romance, and something finally clicked and I just fell in love with the band, and I've been listening to them ever since.
My favorite band right now is probably Peach Pit. I was supposed to see them in concert at the end of this month, but unfortunately it was postponed. Hopefully I'll be able to see them over the summer. What I'm looking forward to most with the coming months is probably returning to Chicago and being able to see my friends that are there and just being in the city again. I really miss the city.
I am looking forward to this ending, but I am particularly looking forward to paying off my student debt and my car payment and really getting back into labor that involves physically touching and manipulating equipment.
My favorite Chicago venue is definitely the Vic. I've only been there once to see Bishop Briggs, but it was an awesome experience. I love the old Victorian mezzanine style spaces.
Favorite Chicago venue? I haven't been to that many. I've only been to a couple, but I would have to say either the Bottom Lounge or Lincoln Hall, because I've played there a couple of times.
My favorite venue in Chicago, it's a little tricky given that I haven't seen that many concerts in Chicago, given that I'm not from there. I've had a fun time at Bottom Lounge, but I will say my favorite venue would be the Agora Theater and Ballroom in Cleveland, Ohio. And actually, I am a stagehand there as well.
My favorite live music event is one that I worked at Space in Evanston from a band called Rebel Bucket, who consider themselves pop jazz with a lot of Louisiana influence, and they had a really cool set, and at the end they exited by marching their way off with their trumpets and drums.
My favorite live music event that I've been to in Chicago is seeing Girl in Red at Lincoln Hall or the 1975 at the Empire Center.
For a fun fact, I run a little food blog on Instagram. It's called @what I feel like eating. Right now I'm kind of figuring out what I want to do with it and how I want to take the quality of my content further and exactly how I want to brand myself. So right now we're kind of in development stages. I'm kind of proud of where I'm at right now, and I'd like to take it further. I just need to figure out how I want to do it. And honestly, if I didn't end up working in audio, I probably would have gone to culinary school.